Are you curious what's new in the marketplace for Flight Simulator 2020 focused on new aircrafts and maybe aircraft enhancements? Then this is the video for you. Let's roll the intro and then let's look at the details. This week, 5 new items. The first one is from RM Studios. It's the Garmin era for GA, right, for general aviation aircrafts. And you can add it to the GA aircrafts. For example, you can add it to the Cessna 152 or the 172 or the Guimbo Cabri G2, the Diamond DV20, the DA40, the DA400 or the Piper Savage Cup. Keep in mind that some of them might require you to have the premium deluxe version of Flight Simulator. So what's being added, right? And if you look at this, you can already see it, right? Some enhancements for the cockpit itself. So it will enhance the cockpit, but it will also give you the Garmin era for the GA, for the general aviation aircraft, which means that you will get this nice overview for the aircraft which have, let's say, a limited navigation system in their in the aircraft. So pretty cool to see, right? Yeah, of course, it's not a replacement of the G1000, but for the aircraft which don't have a G1000, this one could be very useful because it has all the options, right? You can plan your flight, you can see your flight plan, you can look up other data, and depending on the aircraft you're selecting, it could be that it's either, I would say, mounted on the aircraft itself, right, in the cockpit itself, or it's, I would say, on the side wing, right, where you can see this. So this is a nice one. Then the next one is not a real new aircraft, or not even a new aircraft, I would say, enhancement. It's the Airshow Aerial Refueling downloadable content. This will give you 21 aircrafts and 109 liveries. And all of these aircrafts are AI traffic, which simply means you can't control them yourself, but they are added to Flight Simulator. So what's the number of aircrafts which have been added, right? The Boeing 747 AAC, the Airbus A310 MRTT, the Lockheed KC-130, the Xi'an H6 uniform, the Boeing KC-707, the Kamov KA or Kilo Alpha 22 experimental, the Douglas KC-10 extender, the 390 Millennium from Embraer, and several other ones, right? So these are the aircrafts which are being added, and if you look at this, right, this is how it looks like. So you can, I would say, see them as artificial intelligence. Again, you can't fly these aircrafts, but this, I would say, is super cool, right? Because now you can fly it, or you can fly around, and you can see these aircrafts in live action when you're, I would say, when you're outbound, right? So these are the aircrafts. You can see that some of the screenshots are not very sharp, but it still looks pretty cool. Then the next one is a real aircraft, and it's the Analog Baron from Black Square. And what they did is they did the following with the Baron, right? The Baron aircraft, for those who are not aware, right, that's one of the default aircrafts in Flight Simulator 2020. But what they did is they overhauled the complete new interior panel and systems with a default MSFS G58 Baron exterior model, including the added winglets. So what they did is they overhauled complete, I would say, interior, and then you will can fly either with or without GPS using the Bendix, or you can say, hey, I want to have the Garmin GTN 750 or any other radio equipment. Besides that, they added a lot of systems, right? More accurate weight and balance, lighting systems, flight dynamics and ground handling. And these are the features which they have added. So it's not a complete new aircraft, but it's more an enhancement for the Baron, which is by default part of Flight Simulator 2020. And here you can see some of the screenshots, right? And if you would compare it with the default one, you can already see that it has multiple enhancements, which makes it really, really cool. And also it makes it more realistic. Then the second one is a similar one. This is the Analog Bonanza. So it's for the G36 Bonanza aircraft. But what they did again is completely overhauled the interior. And that will result in a lot of cool things, right? There are a lot of things which are mentioned here, right? Engine simulation, engine leaning optimization, 80 plus system failures set via cockpit interface, either random or based on sellable MTBF. So that's really cool. And if you look at the screenshots, you can see how much it has been improved, right? Because if you would compare it again with the default, say, cockpit of the aircraft, you can probably agree with me that this looks so much more realistic. And the cool thing is that there are now also more failures, right? So you can also expect more failures depending on the configuration which you make, of course. So also a really, really nice one, this analog Bonanza from Black Square. Then the last one already is the steam gouge overhaul, analog Baron and Bonanza. So this from Just Flight. So Just Flight did, well, actually the same, at least that's what you think, because if you look at the bundle, you can see that the ones we just discussed are part of that bundle. So they rename it as Just Flight, and they now have included the steam gouge overhaul for both the analog Bonanza as well as the Baron. So nothing new, but still pretty cool to see. So depending on what you want to select, right, either an enhanced aircraft or maybe some new AI aircrafts, there's enough for you to select from. Here ends the video. I hope you liked it and hope to see you back next week.